We've just seen that drive again from Zach Crawley where there's a stutter in the hips, and head back to David Malan. Now it's very similar to how we got out in a previous clip. There's no hip movement there whatsoever. He seems to jump up in the air. His movement comes from his feet, from his knees. The hips aren't going forward. He's rooted to the spot. He can't go anywhere, and he's got completely trapped, and he can't adjust to Cameron Green's delivery. You see it here. The hips just move because the knees have pushed up. It's not the hips that's initiated that. He's been stuck to the spot and he can't adjust to it. Zach Crawley, we just talked about the stutter in his movement. Now, Crawley there has got a little bit of hip movement, but you see he's out of line. When you look at Labuschagne, everything's in line. His hips are coming forward. His eyes are over the ball. It's why I talk about Smith and Labuschagne having great eye contact. It's the connection with the hips and the fact that the body's in line when they're playing the shots. Watch Crawley here. We'll rewind it because there it's just in there. There we go, out of line. So as Crawley's just nicked it, he's falling away here. The hips are not coming through. They're not initiating the movement. I'm going to move on. I'm going to talk about one of the great English batsmen, Ben Stokes, and obviously Ben Stokes was out of form this Ashes. It was more important that we saw Ben Stokes, the man out there competing, and great to see him back on the cricket field. You can see that he'd had a break from the sport, and Chris Stokes is proactive with his hips, and you saw in some of the shots he played, he was really, really proactive, and he wants to take the game. You just see that he wasn't quite up to the speed of it because of his break. But again, great to see Stokes back out there. But look at this, and again, Ben Stokes plays this shot now. Talk all you want about the decision making involved in this shot. It's going to get him out. If this sails over the fielder's head for 6, nobody questions it. They say it's Ben Stokes. It's phenomenal, but he doesn't quite extend his body fully because his hips don't start the movement. Watch what starts the movement when we have a look at this in a second. He's not got hold of it. He's not got the distance because he's not extended all the way through. His body is a full lever, is not being utilised because it's not the hips that start the movement. The hips are going to follow the shoulders. Ready? Here we go. You end up looking cramped. So the shoulders have already started moving, the hips haven't. There again, the shoulders are further around than the hips. Shoulders are further around and the hips are following all the time. And that ends up being the issue. That's why that Stokes looks cramped in that shot. It's why he's not made the connection that he obviously wanted to make. Look at it when he makes contact with it. It doesn't look like he's fully extending all the way through. And to clear that fielder, here we go. To clear that fielder, he needs to extend all the way through, but he's cramped underneath the ball. He's off balance as he's played the pull shot. He would have made better contact and got further if it was the hips that started that movement. The hips acting as the torque, bringing the shoulders through, bringing the arms through. Instead, it's the shoulders that have led, and that's why he's had to try and force it. He's not had control of the shot, and he's not had enough momentum going into the shot to clear the fielder. Shoulders go, hips follow, and it ends up being a fairly simple catch for Nathan Lyon, though it does take a few steps forward. Now, let's compare this to the Aussies that we keep mentioning. Here's Steve Smith and Labuschagne in together. Again, hips forward with the shot. As soon as he's making contact, he's already taken a couple of steps. He's finishing his follow through 2 or 3 steps further on down the crease. Even Labuschagne then gets an absolute ripper from Jimmy Anderson, I thought, but look at his hips coming forward. Look, even as the ball's hit him, he's in a bit of pain, he's still moving forward. Both of them, hips moving forward. Compare that to Zach Crawley, who was out of line when he's making contact with the ball. Everything there is in line as he's making contact. Moving on here to see Steve Smith. This is earlier on in the year against India. Look at the hips, and again, as Smith makes contact, as he completes his follow through, he's already taking steps down the crease. The hips and the eyes are connected from an early age. That's how a toddler develops their vision. It's as they start to roll and as the hips start moving, the hips and the eyes are very much connected. Everyone talks about Steve Smith's hand-eye coordination. Look at his hip movement, his hips underneath his eyes. His balance is brilliant. His weight transfer is fantastic. His hips are aiding his vision. He's able to make more control shots. He's able to play shots when he's in balance, and he's able to keep control of his shots, and it's why it's so difficult to get Smith out. Again, there it's the hips that start the movement to leverage the shot and allow him to play it down the leg side, and it's a controlled shot. Spinner again. It's his hip leading that weight transfer, allowing him to go from back foot to front foot to play that shot and to manipulate the ball onto the leg side, because the hips are so proactive in his movement. Whereas the English batters are collapsing. You look at Labuschagne, look at Smith. They're up, they're moving forward. The hips are very prominent. Hip movement again there. The hips went before the shoulders. It allows him to play a more controlled shot. Again, it's worth trying to just get that again. Watch as his bat lift comes through. We'll slow this down as much as we can. Bumrah's delivery is coming in. Yeah, he's moving across the wicket, but look as he strikes the ball, the hips are coming through, he's making contact, the hips are coming under the eyes, and he's already shifting that weight forward. He's proactive, and he's already moving down the crease by the time he's even finished his follow through. And look, we're not going to get a look at Smith's partner in crime there, Labuschagne. So here's evidence that even the best in the world can get it wrong some days. What was going on there? Labuschagne's movement there almost is costing him. So even the best in the world, as he comes through, his hips are all over the place, he's off balance, he's falling down. Evidence that even the best in the world on some days can get bamboozled by the best bowlers, and Stuart Broad, one of England's finest evers. Labuschagne trying to be proactive, trying to get movement, come too far across, lost where he is, and it's like he's on ice, ended up on the floor. So a lot of evidence there from Smith and Labuschagne showing the English batsmen how it's done. We need to make sure that when we're playing a shot, whether it's an attacking shot, whether it's a defensive shot, the hips should be involved in that movement. We need to be initiating it. We can't be collapsing, because if we're collapsing, we're off balance. We're maybe playing it shots away from the body. We might be playing shots with a lack of control. We're not shifting that weight forward. And even if you saw Smith as he's playing shots on the leg side, as he's playing hook shots, both Labuschagne and Smith, Labuschagne particularly when he was in the nets, you saw it was the hips that were involved, who started that movement, that brought the shoulders through. It provides the torque, it provides the power. Hips are key, and at the minute, it's something that the English batsmen can look to improve their game by looking to incorporate and develop their hip movement, and making sure it's the hips that start both defensive and attacking shots. Please check back in with more videos from Movement Lesson Sports Academy. There's a movementlesson.co.uk website as well. It has the movement analysis on the sports blog there, and at _ML_UK for more tweets about different athletes' movement. Like we said at the start, please like the page, please like the video, and keep checking back in. Thanks very much.